Good morning. This is August the 19th, 1983 from Altenkirchen, Germany. And as you can see, you are a Leo. Your sun is at the left paw, but directly under the mouth of the lion. Your Mercury is in Virgo, and your Mars is in Cancer. But this, in the old Persian or Aramaic calendar, this would have been a donkey. But nonetheless, and from the Greek forward, which is what we have, this is now the sign of Cancer. So you are just coming into Leo in the first house of Leo. All constellations are divided into 3 decans, or 3 houses. Your Mercury is also in the first house, and your Mars is moving from the first house into the second house of Cancer. Let's go around and see where some of the other signs are, where the other planets are. Let's start. Okay, your Venus also is in Leo, but this is a particular constellation down here. I forget the name of it. Let me punch on a star and it will tell me. Is it going to tell me? It don't want to tell me. Let's see if we can get some more information up over here. It's not the one I wanted. Bear with me, please. I want this one. Huh. How interesting. Okay, we'll use tools. Take that one away, give me tools. Information, short. There we go. Sextant, which is actually a very important constellation where the early astronomers were concerned. This is actually a representation of a navigational tool that they used to navigate where they were going in the heavens, and you will know it today as the square and the compass. But it's called a sextant. It was so important that several of the popes even named themselves after it. But it falls right under Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun, and your sun is in Leo. So that's a very powerful combination there, to actually be in Leo, because most of them lie to us about it. But you're coming in rather than going out, if that makes sense. Let's move forward. Let me back this up a couple minutes because I want to go to the moon first, because it's going to be the one affected by this. The time should be 7:48, and by the time we get there it will be. But this thing is in constant motion. Can I have that again, please? My Stellarium is not wanting to work for me this morning. I don't want I don't want options. There we go. Let's go to the moon first. So we'll be dead marker because it moves by the minutes and the rest of them move by days. Your moon is in Sagittarius. Let's zoom in on it and see if we can't see what phase it's in. First quarter waxing is your moon in Sagittarius. Actually sitting on the right arm as if drawn back to shoot that scorpion, which is also very interesting because it is in the night sky, and you are definitely a morning baby, such a morning baby that your Venus, I'll get back to that in a second about it rising with the sun right there. Your Venus came up over the horizon right before the sun. So you are a Venus rising. This thing is lagging on me terribly again. My NVIDIA card went down and I'm not sure what to do about it. Okay, we got Venus, Mercury, Mars. Let's go to Jupiter. Yours is kind of spread out everywhere. Your Jupiter is in Libra. Of course, this was an eagle before then. So you would be right where the eagle produces its claws. This would have been Libra would have been the claws of the eagle. So you're just right at the belly of the eagle, which is now Scorpion. I don't know why they did that. I guess to hide it, because so much was going on back in the Greco times with the Romans coming in, and they pretty much had control of all of this. Your Saturn is in Virgo. When you go on the internet, just simply look up Saturn in Virgo. Let's see. Let me grab this star right here to be sure. It's going to give me the name of the star instead of, Scorpio. It's calling it Scorpio. It's calling your Jupiter in Scorpio, not Libra, which makes a big difference there. But as you can see, it's quite clearly on a cusp. But at one time, Scorpio went all through here as one sign. And of course, they're going to cut it in half again here shortly. Now, some of them have already done it. Let's find your Neptune. Neptune sitting in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy. Now, isn't that interesting? I don't think I've ever seen Neptune there before. And here's another ironic one, because if I punch the closest star to it, so it'll tell me what it's telling me, that it's in Ophiuchus. Even though it sits in the Milky Way galaxy, what about this one? This one is in Sagittarius, so that's hard to say. You are also on a cusp with Neptune between Ophiuchus. I'm going to definitely say it's in Ophiuchus, which would literally be Scorpio. But the skies are changing, the earth is tilting, and they're changing the heavens. So, but to me, I would just call it in the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which is balance, which is home. It's where all things are birthed from. It's the indoor and the outdoor, out through the indoor, so to speak. I've never seen Neptune sit there before. Let's go to Uranus. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, Jupiter here with Uranus. You've got several sitting here. You've got Uranus and Jupiter in Scorpio quite clearly. No getting around that one. And I would say they're almost, it's not combust because they're less than 10 degrees, but you have a Uranus-Jupiter influence in Scorpio. So you'll need to look up almost a Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Scorpio to see what goes on here in your chart. I don't have the resources nor the time to go through all that. My videos are limited to 15 minutes, so you'll just have to watch it over and over again. Go on the internet, go in the books, and see what it means for your moon to be in Sagittarius, or your Neptune to be in Scorpio. Or you're not going to find Ophiuchus because it's just not there in the older information, but you can try. And then Uranus and Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Virgo. You'll have to do pretty much all of this by hand. Now the important one as far as generational is concerned. Pluto is a generational marker because it moves so slowly in the heavens. Well, isn't that interesting? Because I just did one yesterday where at this point you could literally say that your Saturn is being eclipsed by Pluto Pluto is being eclipsed by Saturn in Virgo. So you have a Pluto-Saturn conjunction in Virgo and a Uranus-Jupiter conjunction in Scorpio, which is very interesting because these three, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, are going to have a triple conjunction in Capricorn in 2020 on December 21st. Now, those of you who are born with this Pluto in Virgo, that's very easy to look up. And you're what they call the game changer generation. I recommend Jeffrey Green Wolf. You can find him, Jeffrey Green Wolf. He's an astrologer, and I don't believe he's with us anymore, but his work is still there. And you will find it on YouTube. And just put in Green, or Wolf Green, Pluto in Virgo. Just Pluto in Virgo alone. But to have that stability and that instruction and that boundaries of Saturn eclipsing Pluto in Virgo, not only are you going to have that full effect of Pluto in Virgo, but you're going to be restricted by the boundaries of Saturn within that capability. And once you read that, all that'll make sense to you. And then having Mercury there as well. This is your voice. Mercury is your voice. Pluto is your id, your back mind, your subconscious, your destiny. And to have Saturn, Mercury, and Pluto all in Virgo is quite amazing. I'm going to see if it'll let me drag. It usually don't want to let me drag. Well, I've got a couple of minutes here just to take a look at some of the other, now that we've covered all the planets. And this whole part of your ecliptic is just, there's nothing in Capricorn, nothing in Aquarius, nothing in Pisces. You're all on what you call the descending part of the zodiac, from Virgo all the way through to the Milky Way galaxy, which it's the end of the old and out with the old and in with the new. So I can definitely see your Pluto in Virgo with this chart, and you'll understand what that means when you look up Pluto in Virgo. But do make sure it's by Jeffrey Green Wolf, because he is the master of that. We've only known about Pluto in the sky since the 30s, to where we actually found it. The Vedics and a lot of them knew it was there, but we kind of dusted it off because we couldn't see it. But your Venus with the sun is just beautiful. And it helps a lot that Venus is in Leo and Mercury is in Virgo, because they're two different sides of the same coin. Did I even look up Mars? Let me do this before this time runs out. My mind slips me sometimes. Where did I say Mars was? Oh yeah, in Cancer. Mars in Cancer. Now, this used to be the summer solstice, but it's not anymore. They've lied to us about that. The summer solstice is way over here in Gemini, where it actually should be. It was the original summer solstice, and that's why it was the twins, and it split right down the middle of them. Can I get this to stand up? Probably not. My thing is not cooperating with me at all. Okay, my friend in Germany, I hope this helps you. Look up each one of these, go back through it, write it down, do your homework, and you'll understand a lot more about yourself. And if you are using the Picatrix, you can break down all three of these houses and where they sit and the lord of each of that house who has particular aspects. I don't recommend it for the magic that's involved in it, but at all for that matter, but it will give you a general idea of what it means to be in the first, second, and third house, decan, house, or stage of a particular sign. They're broken into 12, and the 12 are broken into 3.